Greetings! Welcome to Mad Darbarian Post-Apocalyptic Theater Movie Reviews. And this week, we saw Deep Water. Man. Alright, so, what's Deep Water about, right? So everybody's gonna go, oh great, it's another shark movie, they're exciting and all that. This is the exact same movie as Open Water. It's pretty much 3/4 of shark movies. This was one, right? So basically, it's right. You know, here's the write-up from IMDb. A group of international passengers en route from Los Angeles to Shanghai are forced to make an emergency landing in shark-infested waters. Now they must work together in hopes to overcome the frenzy of sharks drawn to the wreckage. All right. Now, stars Aaron Eckhart. You'll recognize him. He's the kind of guy that's like, you know, in a ton of like, you know, TV dramas, right? I can't think of any other movies he was in off the top of my head, but he, you know, he's okay, right? Then Ben Kingsley, right? You got Ben Kingsley, who's making a huge comeback between this and Marvel, right? And he was good. It's a sin what happened to him, right? Because in the movie, well, I can tell you, right? He dies, okay? Now, the guy, what was his name? Aaron Eckhart, right? He was Harvey Dent, right? In The Dark Knight. That's what I was trying to think of, what he was doing right off the bat, right? But, you know, how can I tell you about the movie, right? I mean, it starts off, right? And this one guy, right? He's not really given a name in the movie, right? Except for asshole. But his name's Angus Sampson, right? And he's like the foil through the whole movie. He's the obnoxious idiot with the punchable face. Like, you stand there talking to him, you're like, shut up. I'm watching it in the theater. I'm like, I want to hit him, right? Everything that went wrong in the movie was because of that idiot, right? Now, he's the kind of guy, right? He wants to smoke wherever he wants to, right? I used to smoke. When I smoked, you could smoke everywhere, right? Well, guess what? That was 40 years ago, and you can't just smoke anywhere. So this guy's lighting up, you know, at the airport, in the airport. He sneaks into the bathroom of the plane. He lights up in the, you know. But, you know, the reason why everything blew up is because of how he threw his electronics in his bag, right? And it was, the one wire was frayed, right, which caused this bag to catch fire, which caused everything in the catch fire, which caused the cargo hold to catch fire, which was the whole movie because the plane went down, landed in shark-infested waters. That's the movie, right? And it was just funny because throughout the movie, everything that went wrong, he was responsible for it, right? He was just a complete yutz, complete foil, right? And he got his in the end, I can tell you that, right? But it was just like, you know, the one guy who's the co-pilot, who doesn't want to be a pilot because he's kind of afraid, right? And then he's got his son at home who's dying, right? And he's taking all these extra shifts because he can't, like, you know, can't go home and face what's happening to his kid, right? Which I thought he was kind of a jerk. And then there was like, then the one married couple with the 2 kids, right? Instead of sitting on the plane with their kids, what did they decide to do? They decided to go up and get a Mile High, right? In the bathroom. Like, really? You got 2 kids. Like, you know, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to stop recording. And then the 2 kids, right? They were the ones that, the guy that was the assistant captain, I don't know what you call him, right? Co-captain, excuse me. He was the co-captain, right? And then he takes these 2 kids in to like try and help save them, right? And then you know it was Poseidon Adventure tropes, and then it was Airplane 77 tropes, even Airport 77. But even in the movie Airplane, there was things from that you'd recognize in it. Like they throw a couple little funny things that at the moment weren't funny, but when you think about it, it was actually kind of funny, right? So, Deep Water, I'm sorry, right? On Wednesday night when I came out, I gave it a 7, right? more thinking about it, it's like a 5, right? Because like it's the same movie as a bunch of other movies, and there wasn't really anything different to associate it where it would be okay. And I mean, like, not okay. I don't know how to say it, but like, again, I've seen the same movie half a dozen times, right? And they didn't make the movie unique enough to where it would stand out on its own. How about that? All right. So, but action adventure wise, that was great. All right. The plane blowing up, that was actually really cool. Special effects were excellent. That I got to give it to them, right? That's why you got to the 5. Because the story, there was no story to get you to 10. All right? Because it's the same story. Guys, come up with something new. I mean, it's like a remake of like all these other movies, but with a different name. All right. Sorry, and I probably won't get ever invited back again to whoever studio did this. And I apologize. But, hey, at least it wasn't like the Fantastic Four, right? Which was supposed to be the greatest movie in the world. And that was a meh. Major meh. So, all right. Mad Darbarian, I'm out. My advice, watch it when it hits TV. All right? There we go. See ya.